Hello, my name is Bill Henning, and this is the second of a series of presentations on real-time GNSS positioning. In the first session, we learned about ambiguity resolution, about differencing, a number of other things. In this session, we'll be talking about what affects the satellite signal. All this is necessary, I think, for the professional in the field because the control is always at the pole with real-time positioning. It's something that has to be done correctly while you're in the field. So the goals for this course are using some of the NGS real-time guidelines. We'll make a quick stop at the single base guidelines. In the next session, we'll talk extensively about real-time networks versus single base. So I hope that you'll tune in for that one as well. We'll talk briefly about using GNSS for heights. And that again will be a topic for a future session on GNSS-derived heights, which will be a multi-session presentation. So we'll talk about some of the things that do affect the signal as it comes down from the satellite to the antenna, the weather, the ionosphere, the orbits, and we'll talk about the difference between precision and accuracy. We'll talk about a concept called dilution of precision and the bad, evil multipath that we must deal with. We're talking about doing good work in the field. So these are the user guidelines for single base real-time GNSS positioning. I actually authored them when I was with NGS during my tenure there with the brilliant folks that work there. The thing about these guidelines, they're applicable for today as they were 5 years ago. I think they're still one of the only documents that will actually give you all the background of real-time positioning, as well as actually providing 4 different precision classes when following certain criteria to produce accuracies at the 95% confidence level. So I hope that you have downloaded that document. It'll be used extensively in the last of this series when we talk, or next to last of this series when we talk about best field methods. The table of contents show you this. I would invite those that are familiar with real-time positioning to look at Chapter 5, which gives you field procedures, and it gives you those 4 different precision levels that you want to use the criteria for at the 95% confidence. You can also look at the summary chapter, which would be Chapter 8. That summarizes all the highlights of the whole document into one chapter. So those more experienced users can go there and say, oh yeah, I thought of that, or I didn't think of that. So it's a good thing to look at. And then they might want to thumb through the real-time positioning glossary, which is not the NGS geodetic glossary, but at least it was compiled for real-time positioning. And there's some appendices, adjusting the circular vial, a case study by Dan Martin, the NGS advisor to Vermont and extensively New England. And a thing about differencing and ambiguity resolution, a couple things about low distortion projections, and determining survey project coordinates and heights. So this document is long when you look at the glossary and the appendices, and I'm pointing you to the highlights in that document to look at. Now, also, there's a draft document available at NGS, and that document is for real-time networks.